could still do it with animals, and there's some archetypes.
Have more,
Yeah, there's some archetypes that well, it's not about how big the animal is, about the potency of the blood.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. We weren't streaming audio, but that's fine.
You didn't need to hear what we said, anyways.
Yes. Long story.
That's the lottery numbers for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Long story short, the Kindred have gone through a rough couple days. They've been tasked with hunting down an individual of the Inquisition and found the hideout the other day, but were unable to crack it. Meanwhile, Jack is looking to open his casino soon, with the grand opening, that is. It's already open and functional, but the reopening and the rebranding of the casino at that time. Continuing on. It's a beautiful evening. We've covered, at this point, Michelle has researched more about a suspicious priest they ran across the other day. That seemed more than human. Jack's out for a night cruise. And Samantha and Josiah are going to the shack where Brody is dealing with a rather large crowd and a manager that seems to be rather upset and worried about his position. We have a special guest tonight that will be appearing at some time shortly. At this point, do you wish to take up the voice in your head and pull your bike over and go after the woman, or just continue on your path as you've been tasked by your primogen?
I'll continue on for right now.
Okay. You tell the beast no. The beast mutters and hides in the back of your head. And did anybody else fail their hunger roll? I know you did not. I did not.
Did you roll?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Everybody else is fine.
I rolled.
Okay.
All right.
Do I need to roll for Waylon?
He is not here right now. Waylon has found himself doing other things tonight.
He's on an extended vacation. He hopped on a cruise. He was not going to be back right away. So since I'm just hanging out, not doing much of anything anyways, I'm going to start working on trying to devise a plan to maybe gather more people and hashing out a next step so that we can take out this
compound where
Yeah.
not one but two potential Society of Leopold members are.
Yeah.
The one you saw in the cop raid
Mm-hmm.
earlier in this game session, and the other one, which is the potential ringleader, as far as you can tell, a crony old man.
Yeah. Taking out a crony old man would be nice, but we'll have to figure that out. But that's what I want to do. I want to start maybe tracking down people who we can use to help out.
If we get hold of that rocket launcher, it'd be easy.
I was thinking we could talk with the werewolves, see if they're interested in helping out. Because they're probably getting chased just as much as we are. So.
We've bugged them quite a bit.
I mean, we did save some of their people.
Yeah.
So.
But
Interestingly enough, for the most part, the werewolves don't have to worry too much about the Society of Leopold, as they stay more in a private place. They may get hunted every once in a while once one gets out of hand, and somehow miraculously people remember seeing it.
Right.
But for the most part, they are not the primary target. You are.
Right.
So are you doing something like the VIP lounge in the normal corner then, or?
Oh yeah.
You go up there, you see several people up there, just partying, having a good time. Some of the city's most notable individuals are there tonight.
An airplane in napalm.
I'm on board with that.
You're out for a nice leisurely drive.
No crap.
As you as you're out driving about, you see in your rear view a car all blacked out, black windows, black top, bottom, just completely done. It's almost like limousine black throughout everything. On the front of it, you see a rather large cross, and on the plate, you see praise as the named license plate.
I don't know if it's much better, but at least it's not a black van.
And at least it's not Jesus take the wheel.
It might be.
Oh shit.
However, he's got a thing about crosses, don't you?
He's
Yeah.
repelled by crosses.
Speed up. We're on a leisurely drive. You're not leisurely anymore.
Well, are they coming up like behind me real quick or what?
Give me a wits plus awareness.
See. One, two, three, four, five.
Okay. As you pulled, as you kind of looked back and you were getting on the highway, just kind of roll around, feel the free winds blow. You realize that this car turned its lights on exiting the casino and followed you onto the on-ramp, and didn't seem so strange, except they are remaining approximately the same distance behind you as they're tailing you. Consistently making sure that they're making the same moves you're at. They're always in a lane that if you tried to exit, that they could get off. It's quite possible that they're trying to tail you.
Could be just a fan. Could be a fan.
You were on that one show, right?
You receive a text message. It's from source unknown.
Dun dun dun.
Okay. Well, I pull over to read it because I don't text and drive at the same time.
The vampire, who is immortal, does not text and drive at the same time.
Here's your. Take these pills to make your dick bigger.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
We've been trying
As
to
you
get all of
You
you.
for your extended car warranty.
You have like a suspicious car coming up on you. Let me pull over and read a.
As you pull off the road, and I assume you probably pull off into some highly public place,
Yeah.
you find a gas station nearby and kind of pull through into a stall so you can kind of read it and look inconspicuous. The car follows you off the off-ramp. It doesn't do anything, as there are quite a few people out on this early evening. The text message reads, So, you thought you escaped me in Phantom City.
No.
I've let some friends know where you're at and what you are. ...
I took care of him.
This is what happens when you don't kill people.
Well, I wasn't there.
Oh.
No. This is what happens when you don't kill unpeople.
Oh, right.
Well, this is a prince of another city.
Stolen
Former prince.
person.
Deposed.
Saying it was the information say.
Alright.
You can still kill him,
Yeah.
especially since he's deposed now.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how many there are in the car.
Well, he's likely
Well,
not.
and
in,
he's not even there.
He's likely not
Oh, yeah,
in
I
the
know,
car.
I know he's not. I have to worry about the people in the car, though.
Yeah, because...
Just call ahead.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
Just
gonna
text
do.
some of us and...
Not me. I can't do anything.
Oh, no, yeah. She's worthless. Just...
No,
I'm not
I figure
worthless. I'm
since-
just not helpful in this situation.
No.
Since I haven't made a move yet, if I keep to more highly populated areas and get to the shack,
Yeah.
I should be okay. I can't outrun him or anything like that. Not catty.
Well,
I mean, you
can.
could try.
Yeah, they're driving. I will say it's probably a mid-size SUV, blacked out.
Well, you might not have a... I mean, you might be lucky and they might... Just saying.
All I've
You
got to
could
say is
always,
you need to go to the mechanic if you can't outrun something. 'Cause you need to put a bigger engine in that thing.
Yeah. This bathroom is peace.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with having the caddy, but the caddy better fucking be a Ferrari under the hood. Otherwise, what's all that money worth?
As you're driving on your motorcycle, you pass by a gas station. You see a rather nice looking vehicle at one of the pumps. And go ahead and give me an awareness roll, which is going to be a wits plus your awareness.
One red die and
Nope, two.
I'm not sure got it.
Two
Two
red and then
red
whatever
die.
else.
Oh yeah.
Wits and what?
Wits and awareness. So what's your what is your total between the two of them?
3.
Okay,
Three total. Okay, so it'll be your 2 red die and 1 extra black. Because you'll still only have 3 total, but however many red die swap out for black die.
It could get interesting. And how many onks did you roll?
How many what?
Onks.
Onks.
That's these
The
things.
cross with the little squiggle at the top.
Okay, 2.
2.
Did
Okay.
you have any with the
I have
stars?
the Fang skull. What?
And then
That's
you
one
have
failure.
the skull.
He didn't
Yeah.
get any crits.
Okay. The skulls don't matter unless you don't get unless you get no onks.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you got no onks and a skull, that's really bad. But as long as you get 1 onk, then you can ignore the skulls.
Okay.
So you got 2 successes. Are they regular onks or are they onks with the little fangs around
They're
them?
regular.
Regular.
Okay.
Okay.
If you get onks with the fangs around them,
That's
and
bad.
you get 2 of them together,
Or stars.
on it?
No, that
yeah,
right there.
yeah. I guess they're stars,
Stars or fangs.
Got it.
stars or fangs.
How long does that normally run?
What'd you
It'll go
put
off
in
in a
it?
minute.
The toilet?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, it,
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it'll be a minute.
takes a minute. Okay.
yeah.
So you got 2 successes. What you got?
Yes.
Alright.
Out of 3 is pretty good.
Okay.
You see behind that vehicle what appears to be a car that you've placed in the past as being one of the Vatican, one of the Society of Leopold, a sect within the Vatican that is highly classified and thought to be disbanded. But you've run across these people before. They know you.
They don't like you.
They know you as a blank body, which is their term for someone who is a vampire.
What do you want to do?
Ooh, I like that idea.
What do you want to do?
They have regular tires.
They look to be regular tires.
As far as you know.
And I see them both stopped at the gas station.
One stopped at the gas station. One is stopped and parked itself on the side of a road.
I have a specialty in.
It just turned its
firearms
lights off as if
which
it
I
was
always
stalking
have.
someone.
I
A flat tire or two may hold them up.
I pull up to the SUV and turn on my brights further ahead to let them know that I'm there, but keep me kind of out of their sight so they can't actually approach me.
Okay. So you're going to place yourself so that your headlight is in their vision space.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're distracted.
You hear a door open. You see an individual kind of hood his face slightly as he's blinded by your one headlight from your motorcycle. Actually, you have probably three if you're driving a cruiser. He's trying to get a glimpse of who you are. You've managed to blind him for the time being. He says, "Yeah, you, get out of here. We're doing the Lord's work."
And I'm here to finish it.
What do you do? Keep in mind, you are in a very public space. So, use of your powers may be frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
You can use traditional weaponry if you'd like to, anything like that.
I turn off my headlights so that they can actually see who it is.
They adjust.
New target acquired.
They say, "Shit! Someone call the boss. We got a known blank body here."
It's the Devil's Crier.
Run him over. He's out of his car.
You hear a familiar click as the hammer's rocked back on a gun. And you know the familiar feel of a weapon being trained on your person, or unperson as you would.
Okay, the fire gun is firearms and what?
Firearms
Dex.
and
Dex and
composure.
Is it composure?
It is composure for firearm in this one. Dexterity is only used in the event that's a quick draw.
Ah, gotcha.
or
Okay.
for throwing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So after you shoot it,
Yes.
and you're out of ammunition, and you want to throw it at somebody,
Then it's dexterity.
then it's your dexterity.
That's usually my situation since it's usually Derringer.
And you have
oh,
a-
shit.
Bang bang! Here, take this.
You have a shotgun. And normally it's in your, when you're riding, most likely in your saddlebags or in a saddle holster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easily available. You also have a couple nines. And you have swords made by your very good friend, Joe, the weaponsmith. You heard, by the way, the roar of a biker engine. This individual, would you say you're kind of bigger or smaller, or how would you describe your your silhouette?
I'm a larger stature.
Larger,
Yeah.
probably muscular.
Yeah. I got fire red hair, ponytail back, basically the middle of my back.
Okay, so you can't tan.
It's never, even when I was a human, that was.
And would you say your biker jacket? Do you have a biker jacket? I guess is a question.
Absolutely.
And would it have any sort of emblem on it?
It's got a green pig on the back.
A green pig? Excellent. It has a green pig on the back of it. And that's what you can make out from seeing it. And you saw him intentionally lean over, put his bike in stop, put the bars down so it does, so it's just stable, and get off the bike, and he's talking with the vehicle. Did you pull for your gun?
No.
Or anything else? You're just
Nope.
waiting for the train. What are you doing?
This changes things slowly. How far out of town did they get?
You were just on. We will pull this up here. So you started here, and you were kind of taking the road around this way. And you entered into the central business district, and just a little bit past the Padre Estates when you're kind of driving.
Okay.
We'll put you approximately right here.
Kind of a dick move, but I just say, "Thanks, buddy," and I hit the gas. I take off.
You hear the individuals going, "Shit!" in the background. And you hear someone say, "Please forgive us. We have sinned." And you hear the door slam shut. And you hear them punching the gas. In the SUV, which you now notice, as you kind of look at it, does have a cattle bar on the front of it.
And you're in front of it.
And not on your bike.
What? Cattle barn?
Yeah,
Yes.
You
Like
remember
the stuff the police use to ram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember my old truck?
Yeah.
That.
Now, you can use, and I'll give you can use it. You are going to risk being a risk of masquerade breach to a certain extent, but you can use your celerity to safely escape the situation. Because they're otherwise going to mess up your ride and potentially cause you some damage, although doubtful mortal damage to one such as yourself. But at the best case scenario, you don't want to get hit because you would take more damage. You would take less damage than the average mortal would in this situation.
Mm-hmm. So, can I use my fleetness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that, right, disable their vehicle and put like whatever that I use to pull out of them to disable it, and with the driver's seat, and be back, and then get on my bike and just take off.
You could use fleetness.
Yeah.
To a mortal viewer, and any cameras nearby, it would appear as if you blinked out, blinked in one another spot, and blinked back. You know that this would be a large breach of the masquerade.
Oh, I figured it was so fast that it wouldn't be a breach. That's how I was reading this.
Because it is a straight line, so you'd have to stop, do it, damage the vehicle, and then come back.
If you had a shotgun or something like that, go for the tires. Disable their car.
Actually, use your celerity. You can make yourself go a little bit faster. You would look. I mean, the average person wouldn't be able to obviously move as fast as you would be able to move, but it'll be less of a breach because super athletic people.
It could
you
be
could just
written
be
off as
you're just a really fast dude,
Yeah.
and
Or-
you could get to your bike and then get out of the way before they run you over.
written off as a surge of adrenaline.
Yeah, because you moving fast is not necessarily supernatural in and of itself, even though you're really moving faster than what any normal human could possibly do.
Where it becomes extremely useful is in combat situations where nobody's watching, and you can pretty much blink in front of somebody, give them an uppercut, and then next round blink away,
Right.
or a couple of slashes of the sword.
So I have a shotgun, and what else do I have? You got it?
You have shotgun, you have 2 swords
Can you bring
and 2
Coke
nines.
Zero too?
Oh man, that's a lot, buddy.
So I decide to run up at a regular pace as they're coming
Okay,
with both of my swords, and basically cut at the wheel level across the entire driver's side. So it disables those 2 tires and scratches the car down it, but it doesn't actually kill anyone.
okay. So you run very quickly. There's about 10 feet. They were obviously trying to go for you. First, give me a
Sheets of
Dex and
paper.
Athletics,
You
and I will give you plus 2 dice to this.
Dex and
Athletics should be on the first
okay,
column.
all right.
So you
Two
get
of them
So I
red.
have 2 red,
Right.
and then 2, and then I've got that's a plus 2. Now I got what are the number dice for?
Oh, don't use the number dice.
Yeah, yeah. You know the number dice.
All right, and then I had 2 for athletics, and I've got 3 for dexterity.
Plus 2 on top of that.
Yeah.
So if you're-
Which
Oh,
his hunger dice basically are
Oh, yeah.
plus 2 of his. So he pulls the full and then adds his
Right.
hunger dice. He's got what he needs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
With a crit success on a blood dice.
But not 2 crits?
Yeah,
No,
not
just
too
one.
Okay. As long as he doesn't
Okay.
have 2
the
of
second
them,
one.
then he's okay.
What's wrong with super success?
bad.
I need to know what I'm
If
rolling
it's
for, because
so
otherwise
if
I'm
it's
going
on
to.
if it's not on the red dice,
It's really good.
so a true crit is 2 of those
The black
2 of
dice.
those starred.
Mhm.
2 of those
If-
stars. So if you get 2 of those stars, it's considered a critical.
If you roll one
But
with
if
fangs,
any one of them is on the red dice, then it's what they call a bestial critical, which means it's still a critical success, but the beast kind of takes over and really does it the way the beast wants to do it.
But it has to be on both.
And
right?
it can
No, it just
become
has to be on one of them.
Well, then he has a bestial critical.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
the
He
crit
has to get 2.
has to be on the bestial.
It is.
Yeah. But
But you still have to have 2 to have a critical.
Oh.
A true
gotcha.
critical is 2 of these. If you
Oh,
get 2 of these,
gotcha.
then it's a crit.
Gotcha.
If
I understand
one
that
of the
then.
2 is
Okay.
one of your
Red.
red,
Yes.
then it's a
Ah.
bestial crit, And again, it's still a crit. You're still going to exceptionally get it done.
Yeah.
The beast is just going to do it in its own flavor.
And potentially breach the masquerade.
So
Yes.
Brian, I will say that in his turn, you've managed to speed off. You've got a good distance. Where are you going?
To the club.
Okay. Let's see if anybody's at the club. I mean, so you nimbly duck out of the way as the vehicle goes careening towards you. You bring your sword down to bear. Give me a strength. Or sorry, no, it's a dexterity plus melee. On this one, you could potentially take a rouse check, which means you risk the blood again.
Take a what?
A rouse check, which means you take a single dice, roll it.
Yeah, take one of your red dice, roll it. If you pass, it happens. You succeed, and you get the extra bonus.
Either way, you're going to get the bonus on this if you do this, because this would be using your prowess ability.
Correct.
Okay.
But it means that you're causing +2 damage on top of, or sorry, +1 damage on top of what you'd be doing normally.
Okay.
The rouse check just determines whether or not you use more blood,
Yeah, you get
and
hungrier.
you get more hungry. So you're going to get the benefit one way or the other. But by getting a
Blank.
a failure, you'll be adding one more red dice to your pool. You'll be adding
Yes.
another hunger
Okay.
dice.
And if I get a this or crit, then it's
It's a success.
It's fine.
It's a
In this
success.
case, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
The crit success or the crit failure don't matter
I'm
in
gonna
a
get
rouse
plus
check.
2 no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's try it.
Very good.
You
Right.
got a-
Success.
You got a success. Okay.
You feel
So you
the
get the
lingering
plus-
beast, as you call upon the power of the blood, press itself up against the precipice that you have of your mental wall. And although it tries to whisper, tries to claw forth, you push it back.
Okay. So you want melee, and is that +2 damage? Another dice, or just adding
You're going to
+2?
roll your dexterity plus your
Melee.
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 Okay.
Okay.
Including 2 red die.
Yeah.
So 2 of
Yeah.
those have to be red dice.
So you
So-
subtract 2 dice from your normal pool
Yeah.
and add 2 red dice is the easiest way to explain
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Basic. The easiest way to do it. The easiest way to do it. Make sure you got it right. Is when you count up how many dots you have and you figure out how much that is. The first thing you do is take any red dice you have to, you put into the pool, and then you count out black dice until you get to that
Right.
number.
That's how I did count.
Okay.
So I've got 6, 2 of them red, and I'm gonna roll.
Correct.
Mhm.
Not bad.
I've got 4.
4, and then he gets +2.
Plus 2, you've caused 6 successful points of damage, essentially. It's the damage of the weapon, which is a +2, plus the 1 success you needed to do it, because this is obviously not able to dodge. And you've caused 3 additional successes on top of that. So you got 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage to this vehicle. Take your sword and you strike through, and you see a section, the mud flaps cut through as the vehicle moves on. You hear a loud pop in the rush of air as all that compressed air comes through. A smattering of tire bits hits you, causing what would normally be 1 point of bludgeoning damage to a human, but being that you're supernatural, you take no damage at all. And you're also wearing riding gear, which is intended to
leathers.
stop
Yeah,
you
sure. Yeah.
from taking damage.
Okay.
Shades of the Matrix.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna think. Yeah. Morpheus.
The SUV cranes its rear tires, kicking in, biting in. Cranes this way out of the intersection and hits another vehicle passing by.
Missing his bike.
Missing my bike.
Narrowly missing your bike.
Took a big risk there.
They take
You
out
know.
the bike, they're in for more damage.
Yeah.
You know that individual got out the back seat. You also know these people are the kind of people who will not hesitate to ignore the damage and open the doors and start shooting at you with weapons intended to kill your kind. What is your next move?
First they take out the bike, he lets the beast take over.
You can.
I reach into my pocket, grab my cigar, and light it. Watching the carnage happen.
Well, there's a wreck. You know that very shortly you may have 3 to 4 Dragon's Breath weapons pointed your direction, which are lethal to you.
Yep.
One or
Plus
two
it's a
shots can
wreck.
take you out completely.
Plus it's a wreck, and that means
Lots of people.
police are going to be coming. It's going to be highly noticeable.
I look down and I see a shiny spot on the or trail on the ground and drop my cigar into it.
Unfortunately, you didn't penetrate any gasoline.
Fuck!
You went for the front panel.
Went through the whole car. So I was, trying to go to the back.
It would cause enough damage to the tire and the body, but the rest of the structure is not going to be damaged that well by your sword.
So I hear the car door open.
You hear the car doors open.
Right. And they're kind of stumbling about because they just got into a wreck. I imagine.
They are fairly good. Your engine is still running on your motorcycle. You never cut it.
I get on my bike and drive down the road that I saw this person go.
Oddly, they're going the same. You have a destination in mind tonight,
Yeah.
and you were heading in that direction. Not necessarily the same direction he went, because you probably went around the block to get back to the highway.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because you were pointed this way. It doesn't make sense to go like that. So you proceed on your path?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was headed the opposite way, so I didn't have to turn around.
Right.
So I go ahead and head on to get back, or get onto the highway, which I was originally trying to get on to begin.
We'll pop back over here. Let's see, where do I want to go next? Let's go with Brody, and no, let's go with Brody.
Say, Brody really hasn't done a whole lot today.
No.
I'm not really doing much anyway.
He didn't want to get out of bed.
Yes.
True enough.
You receive a phone call,
What?
and somehow, Nokia tone doesn't kick on this time. It's a bad reputation. By Joan Jett. You see Giuseppe's name pop up on the...
What'd you do to my phone?
Hey, what are you doing here? Why are you accusing me of things?
Because no one else knows how to do it. How'd you do it?
I think it was a Nosferatu named Merlin.
Fucker.
Anyways, how's it going tonight?
Yeah, club's doing pretty good. Didn't want to get out of bed though.
I get you there. I don't want to get out of bed sometimes. Well, here's the thing. I heard word that you were going after some interesting characters.
Yes.
The princess urged me, in an act of benevolence and friendship to the Camarilla, to send some assistance.
Pretty sure.
There may be an individual coming to you shortly. At this time, you hear the roar of a motorcycle engine. An individual comes through the door. Bigger in frame, orange hair, in a bright fiery orange hair, and a fiery orange ponytail. Walks through the door. He's wearing the mandatory leathers that make him a Bruja. You would only assume he's probably one of Giuseppe's.
It's a troll slayer.
Yes.
I'm going to assume he's a redhead.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like he's here.
You might want to call your friends up and see it, because I can only spare him for a couple days.
I'm pretty sure they're on their way.
About this time, you walk in to the place known as a shack, which is the location that your primogen has told you to go and help with these guys on a mission. You take a slightly different way. It took a little bit longer to get around. Kind of pull in the parking lot. You see this individual's bike, as he's already entered the club, parked on the side of the road next to the club.
I walk into the bar. God damn son of a
Told you. Go put a Ferrari engine in that damn thing.
Is he at the bar?
You do see someone who could be the same individual there. What do you do when you go into the establishment, Doug? And what is your character's name?
To my targets, I'm the devil's crier. So when the devil is wronged, I'm the one who takes out his pain on them. But to my friends, I am known as only as canon.
All right, dwarf.
He's a pretty big dwarf.
Like, no, it's not it.
No, you can't dwarf.
I know. I know.
You know?
Yes, or just can. Yeah, Pig King. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I go in. If he's at the bar, I'm like, hey, you! I'm gonna buy you a drink. You help me out with those guys back there, and I want to buy you a drink. Give my new best friend here a drink.
You're a very excitable, agitated guy. There. You may have seen him on TV once. Would your character be the one that watches World Poker Tour?
I do in my off time.
You probably saw him on TV once.
I'll take a B positive on the rocks.
You do know, as words made it around, and you were at a certain gathering where you saw a individual get stabbed in the chest with a stake that is standing in the corner of the club. At this point, releasing a phone call, and looks over at you pointedly. That the city does have a clandestine style of beer. It's called V beer for the best effect. and you have to go upstairs to get it.
Oh, okay.
Which it sounds like Jack is more than happy to help you acquire said beverage.
Yeah, I'm after drink too.
Yes.
We'll go for a V beer. If you've got it.
There's definitely V beer at the establishment.
We're one of the only places that does have it.
There are now 2 establishments that have it, but this is a primary location.
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't
We're
my
just that
other
good.
club have it?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I was
that's
told
not
by my
the...
previous to try to be polite for a change.
You know you're in Ventruve territory. They are ritualistically polite.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Not you.
You don't count.
By brewhouse
Other
standards.
other Ventru.
Yes.
I remember that part. The description I got is we look down on everybody because we're the best.
Yes. That part's true as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have to be nice to.
But a matter of etiquette, however.
Well, yes, I'm very high on etiquette.
Yeah, it's not politeness, it's etiquette. They're completely different.
I got both.
I'm just saying, if you bring it up, I can go into the etymology and tell you about the traditional ways too.
Speaking of which, Michelle, you have made it to the
Oh yeah,
chantry.
I've been in the chantry. I've been researching for a little while. It takes me like 3 minutes to walk there. Okay.
Shit.
I can run there in a minute and a half if I'm really excited.
You can run.
Not generally, but
you were sent there with the express task of assisting them in taking out what is essentially your nemesis. You have definitely a dog in the door on that one. We'll cut from your scene. We'll go to the chantry and we'll bounce back.
I'm just doing more research.
You enter the door. You see the same
Bored chick.
bored chick at the going. Yeah. What do you? Oh,
How long have I been at this? Have I been at the chantry? I still don't know Bored Chick's name. I still don't know Bored Chick's name. It's just Bored Chick.
yes. She looks up at you. Goes, "Oh, it's you." And she looks immediately back down at her book.
I don't really even give her the time of day anymore. I just walk through.
You go through the beaded stairwell entrance.
I make a note to get different beads. I'm getting bored of those.
And as you walk down, Mystique is down there. Do not give that beast a candy. As from the corner, you see Fluffy come around the corner going,
Candy? Susie candy? Yeah.
Eyes his favorite.
Says.
Like, okay, Mystique, I accidentally drop one on the floor as I walk away.
Oh, he thanks us you.
Only me? What are you talking about? We need to change those beads. Getting tired of them.
"We did this last time you came."
So
Candy.
I like a little change every once in a while.
She says, "Fine, I'll put you on bead committee."
Okay, I can deal with that.
What do you need?
I'll have to go get Stephanie and what's her name? The other
Starbright? No.
No, not that.
Starbright gave you some beads.
There was Stephanie, but then what was the other chick that got turned into a vampire?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Samantha.
Samantha.
No, it's Samantha, your girlfriend.
Yes.
But then there was the other chick. Remember?
It's like Violet.
Oh, yeah.
Violet or whatever?
Yeah.
That we saved, whatever.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to go get Samantha and Yeah, what the hell was her name? Violet?
It was Violet.
Yeah.
We'll go with Violet, I guess. I'm gonna go Violet.
That
and
wasn't Vanessa. Vanessa's the wolf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta give Violet and Samantha. We'll go beach shopping.
No, Val. Val was not Vanessa,
Mystique
Val.
shakes her head at the dropped candy that she knows was not a mistake. What do you need?
I'm on the trail of something. I need to use the Chantry's library to research some more stuff.
She goes, maybe I can help you.
I give her some of the details of what I've uncovered so far.
She nods and she says, it's probably La Sombra.
That's what I was thinking. I'd like to do a little bit more digging around their background and some of the other histories around their incursions into Camarilla territories.
And she says, they were previously Sabbat, almost to a T. As a matter of fact, they led the Sabbat, they're the venture of the Sabbat. But recently, they've come over to the Camarilla. And Camarilla they've been fleeing the Sabbat like rats fleeing a sinking ship.
Interesting.
They-
Interesting. Any concerns with them being in the city? Because, to my recollection, we've never had any in the city.
We haven't. The
None.
prince,
None. Yes, none that were sanctioned, as far as I know.
the prince would have authorized it. And keep in mind that the rumor is, at least, for them to be accepted to the Camarilla, and if this one is accepted, then they had to kill one of their own to get in.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. I got a creepy feeling about these guys.
They are creepy.
I know, which is why I'm trying to figure out more about them.
Well, I would check with the prince.
I will. While I'm here, and I rattle off like 2 or 3, ancient names of ancient tomes related to some of the other stuff that I'm researching.
Fluffy finds it for you. For candy.
I already gave you one. Go find him for me.
More.
Go find him.
I get you one.
Give me 2.
And Mystique just shakes her head and walks off to whatever she is currently doing.
Give him a sock.
That's not what I wanted. No, I wanted it all.
It's sock time. So he can be free.
What?
So he can be free. He needs a sock.
So this
No, Fluffy cannot be free.
there are reasons
Fluffy.
Fluffy cannot be free.
Fluffy is an abomination
Yes.
that only a mother can love. And an aunt.
Oh, jeez. Stop creating shit.
Yes. I didn't create it. That was Mystique. I'm the aunt.
Yeah. Jesus.
Okay. You're gathering tomes.
Yes.
Go back to the club.
Which I'll need to take back home.
Yes. Okay. You've made it up to the top level of the club. It's a very nice area that has sectioned off walls for privacy. You can actually pull cloth privacy curtains over the sections. You saw this individual come in.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Jack take him immediately up, and they're having a couple of beers of the reddish variety. You as well, Josiah, being there, have seen this individual come in. he's definitely standing out quite a bit, wearing his biker leathers and his bright, fiery orange hair.
So, what's up with this guy, Jack?
Oh, he saved me just earlier down the road. Bunch of, I'm assuming they were Leopold guys, the way they acted.
Well, do we need to possibly take care of some business?
I'm not sure exactly how to handle it just yet. They were sent by somebody from a previous acquaintance sent them.
Alright.
I might have to
Quick-
deal with.
Quick recollection.
Yes.
The prince only tasked us to find the dude, right?
Or did he take
I'm
him
pretty
out?
sure that was what he was
He had-
requesting us to do. Was
He had
to
intentions
find
to
it.
take care of the issue.
Okay.
Yes. That was my understanding, that we needed to remedy the situation.
Okay.
So,
They had me dead to rights, and he pulled up, saved me.
alright. Well, welcome. So you already had an interesting evening so far tonight.
Ugh.
Most importantly, saved battle.
Interesting evenings. Why?
You did notice on examining some of your weaponry, which is well enough hidden in your jacket, that's not immediately present to anybody watching. That the sword which you use to cause the damage is nicked quite badly. You have to have Joe look at it.
It was an interesting evening for sure. I haven't seen those guys since New Orleans.
Ooh. Anything we can help you out with in relation to these ne'er-do-wells?
I believe he's actually here to help us out.
Yeah, there were two less of them this time than there were in New Orleans, but there were too many cameras to help lighten the load this time. But we'll have to.
Yeah.
I've been sent to help you to clean out some of this trash.
Alright.
And in that moment, I bring my cigar up, and in a snap, it's lit.
Nice.
Just my recollection, there's no smoking up here, right?
I've allowed it on occasion.
Okay.
I mean,
when I let
It is-
Val have a cigar,
Yeah, so cigars
there's
are
no smoking, so that's
are
why I was just
significantly different than a cigarette, that's for sure. So,
Yes.
But I have allowed it on occasion, like certain people and certain circumstances.
which this would seem like a reasonable time.
Yeah. He saved your ass, so yeah, he gets to.
Yeah. Like, okay. Well, we do have a little problem we have going on right now that needs to get taken care of as quickly as possible. We're needing to remove.
Get your jar.
a
I just want to
particular-
survey some. So.
Yep.
No.
Do we need to move for you?
There's beer in the fridge back there.
Oh.
I wonder which one you want.
This priestly asshole needs to be taken care of.
He's a holy asshole.
No, he's priestly.
Have you returned your books and shown up at the club yet, or no?
Yeah, I'm probably walking about now.
It seems like strange, but you do hear that come up as Michelle is walking up the steps to the club.
It's about time you show up.
Is Samantha around?
We never know when she's going to actually show up.
Samantha
I know, right?
is indeed there.
Is she up there with us just as I come up the stairs like that? Because I say that like, you have a holy asshole, and then I look at Samantha. Hey Samantha, we need to go beach shopping. We gotta find some new beads for the chantry.
No. Concentrate. On point.
I am. I've got that going. I've got that going. I'm multitasking. It's not my fault. You can't.
Come here.
And Samantha goes, "Oh, I know this lovely place," and she starts
Woo!
going off and off, just off on like 18 different places she's found in town. That's like,
Sweet. Can you catch Violet and we'll go on a shopping spree.
Ooh. Fancy.
we can. Whose money are we using?
I can.
Okay.
There's a budget though.
She frowns slightly. She looks over. And she smiles at you.
No.
Would it be okay if I grabbed a wonderful
High
PBR?
quality PBR.
High quality
It's
PBR.
only the highest.
I think she needs to go potty, Nick. You want me to let her out real quick?
Yeah, let them out if
I need to go upstairs anyway.
Oh, okay.
Break the game.
she starts.
Bit of break. Samantha and I are plotting our shopping. Obviously not tonight. She's busy here. We're busy with stuff, but
For some reason, it sounds like you're sounding like people could think that you're trying to buy scissors.
You better go. It's potty time. Don't give me that look. Come here.
So,
Trying to figure
Yes.
out how the prince would approach
Oh.
the Leopold.
bunch of guns and a firebomb.
Well, he's a prince,
So?
I know.
and Leopold,
We're a
want
bunch.
to kill us.
We're a bunch of we're a bunch of guns with a firebomb.
Yes.
Okay.
yes, that is his method of approaching this.
It's all like.
And if you fail, there may be another section.
I'm gonna say, if we fail, then there's another bunch of guns and a firebomb.
And to his benefit, that just means there's more opportunity to permit more people to breed more kindred and garner more favors.
It's easier to go around.
Might have to contact Val and see if she knows some people
Coming through.
back there that can take care of the rest.
No, you must stay there.
I will give you
You are trapped.
we'll give you one detail one detail that may have been lost in last session.
Right.
We literally had an 8-hour
Well,
meeting.
I can't tell you you were not there.
Those are the fucking words.
I can't tell you you weren't
And
there.
how much did you really need to be
can't
there?
listen to
Oh, I
what?
did. I'm the one who
We're gonna take a slight pause here, guys. And we're back.
Yay.
Yay. All right. So everybody's congregated at the shack in the upper level, which is much swankier than the place that called the shack would normally boast. At this point, our new compadre has identified himself as Gannon, or did you introduce yourself properly to the group, or no?
No one has asked my name.
Okay.
We don't need to know your name.
It's Sally Prissy Beans.
The fire-haired
But-
man.
You've all
The
met.
soulless one.
You've all met. You've all.
That's true on so many levels.
You.
He would avoid the sun even if he wasn't a man.
vampire.
I always did night missions.
Seemed reasonable. You were the sniper in a full gunny suit.
Exactly.
You've had a chance to meet. At this point, we'll say you've probably gone to the corner booth that you favor for secret meetings. Did you log out?
It's been off and on. Like I got logged out before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My computer went to sleep for a second there.
That's man. That's man.
No.
So what is everybody
Nobody's
doing?
Shit.
What is everybody doing?
Well, whatever plan you have, I'm not going in. What I can do is I
Big
can
surprise.
I can prep you to go. I have a new way of protecting us from fire.
Ooh.
Considering where you're going, I feel like it's probably warranted.
Yeah. True enough. Are we going? No.
Well, needs to be taken care of. We have him on loan for a few days, so
Okay. Well, we should at least come up with some kind of plan so we're not just going in half cocked and yeah.
Or going in fully cocked.
And the truth is that you guys just heard tonight that they know at least one of your coterie
Yeah.
is a blank body and is being and his name has been dropped. So taking care of the issue may be of eminent importance at this point.
Yes. So I'm thinking that we go in there, possibly take some of the younger boy-looking vampires along with us as distraction.
Wow.
They're going after a priest.
Take a few twinkly ones too.
Samantha
Exactly.
Samantha walks up to you and says, "These gentlemen are so rude. What's your name?"
I just stare at her.
Samantha, they're all rude. They're men.
I guess you're right. We won't take him bead shopping with us.
The eyes roll so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of say, don't listen to them. It's fine. So you're here to help?
Yes, I've been given the task of getting you in and out of this dungeon alive.
Yeah, well, that's you're not too far off in that analysis. Let's all right. Well, how do we want to go about it this time? Last time we kind of.
what's this new fireproofing we got?
Yeah, that's a good.
When it's time.
It's not
No.
a blood pact, is it?
No, but it's not pleasant for me, so it's not going to happen very often.
Now's not necessarily the time to be coy.
You can go in without it.
I just want to make sure it's not a blood pact.
Alright, well. So.
Does it require you living much longer to tell for us to get it? Because I'm getting annoyed with your coyness. At that point, I start chuckling.
I don't know about this fireproofing. I'm not going.
Good.
That's that simple. So we need to know what it is in order to formulate a plan. If I don't know what it is, I'm not going.
It's a spell.
Duh! You have your nose in a book every second of the day. I kind of figured that out.
Okay.
We'll be a little bit more specific. Like I said, we have to make a plan so that we don't all end up at the end of dragon breath.
Okay. I don't know what your actual plan is, but what I am going to do.
Don't have one yet.
What I am going to do is make it so that their dragon's breath is less potent on you.
Okay, less potent in what way?
It'll do less damage to you. It's literally going to protect you from fire
For how long?
for the entire night.
Okay.
That seems reasonable. That's all we needed.
So
Thanks.
instead of well done, we're going to just be medium? Can
Yeah.
you give us more detail?
I can't do it for you. You have to do some of the work.
Samantha pipes up like a ginger and phoenix, and she smiles and walks away.
Think of this like SPF 50.
But somehow she feels a slap on her ass, but she looks back and nothing happened.
Think of this as SPF 50. You put it on, it's going to protect you from the sun.
You just touched my hands.
But it's not going to keep the sun off you completely. So you better still stay in the shade.
Alright.
And I understand your analogy. I'm with you.
So, on that note, how do we want to make sure that we're tackling this in a way where we're not getting screwed over?
Oh, we're getting
Is
screwed
that
over.
possible?
One would hope, but yeah, probably not so much. So,
You had the layout.
okay. Did we have that before?
You've got eyes on the building beforehand,
Oh, gotcha.
so that's a layout you really have.
Okay.
In my scouting, I noticed that they keep all their windows open all the time, so shades and everything. So we do have a limited time. We have to be out of there well before midnight or dawn, so we don't turn in to kindling on the floor.
That seems reasonable.
You have the blinds up, definitely.
Are we going after somebody specific, or are we just going in to take everybody out?
We're probably looking to go for 2 specific individuals. However, if more get taken out, it probably wouldn't be terrible.
The hunter, it's been a while since we've covered this. The hunter actually was going after the prince
Right.
because Maximilian had basically said,
Yeah.
or not Maximilian, Anipe had said, "It's the prince you want."
Yeah. So we're gonna shoot for.
Can we just nuke the entire building?
I don't necessarily see anything particularly wrong with that.
Well, if you're going to do that, I'm not going to do what I'm going to do. 'Cause it's,
We're just gonna nuke it from orbit. Seems fair.
I'm only going to give you the protection if you're actually going to go in and have to actually.
I have the feeling we're gonna have to go in on this one. I don't think we have big enough guns to take it out like that.
Depends if you want to verify the bodies. There are means. Well,
You wouldn't have access to an armored vehicle, would you?
How close is my Humvee to being done?
it's pretty close. You are a mogul and owner of a oil company.
Yeah. I mean, I have several that can classify as armored.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it. So, are you thinking drive into their front door.
Yeah,
100%.
All right.
it's one option.
I would say back into their front door. That way we can bust out the
You check.
big doors.
The Humvee is complete.
We don't have to jump out of the back if we're going fast enough.
True enough.
Well,
This is why
apparently
I'm
my
saying
Humvee's
you-
done, so
Sissy.
yeah, it's
What the fuck am I
armored and
gonna do?
everything.
I don't know. I mean, I can be sneaky, but I believe the last time I tried to be sneaky, it did not work out very well for me. And that particular guy, is that right? Yeah.
Depends on your interpretation.
Because he could see me, right? Yeah.
My master does not send me to be sneaking.
I think this might be the brute force might be the only
Yeah,
real option.
from what we saw last time, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of options.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna have to be like a frontal assault
Yeah.
because it's a compound. Unless we can find some unknown secret passageway to get in, which we're not probably going to find.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I'm gonna start doing some online research around some of the city plans, sewer plans of the area, and see if there's any other alternative routes to getting up into the building.
As you kind of do the search, I'm not even going to make you roll it. Because it's public knowledge. You find there's some sewers that go near it, but it's actually far enough off, there's no major ways there. However, you may have some associates you could try to contact that some of you have a friendship or some sort of passing relationship with.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll call that one Nosferatu.
Yes.
Does anyone know how to use a sniper rifle?
Yes.
I got one in firearms.
I'm not just a pretty face.
Someday I'll have firearms.
Yes.
Yes, because
In fact, I've already used it on this particular person before.
they
It was
have
a pistol
And it was a pistol from range.
from out of range.
Yeah.
Barely. But you nailed it.
Mm-hmm. The dice were good to me that day.
What you've gathered around the compound, though, is that it's an old warehouse building. The windows are high on the building, intended mainly for ventilation, as you can imagine, like the aircraft buildings we have in town, where they have that kind of thing.
Right.
And it's the tallest building in that area,
Okay.
with a chain link fence with corrugated steel panels around it.
Okay.
I send an email off to my buddy.
Are we talking about Skeever?
The guy that I initially saw trying to hide at that first party early on. That's popped up a couple times since then.
It's Skeever.
Okay.
A female.
Maybe I'll have to invite her to come with us beach shopping too.
if we have tear gas canisters, we can launch them in through the windows. And one of the if you're good with the sniper rifle,
I'll let
you
the
can
men
take out the
talk
ones
about
who are coming out.
their war
Yeah.
plans. I'm gonna
and our
see if
truck can
there's
come in from the
alternate
other side for the
paths.
people who are prepared. And
Well, in
clean
fact,
up
that
everyone
might
else.
not.
He's
Well,
he's assuming quite a bit from you guys to have tear gas canisters.
yeah. This isn't going to be
Um,
quite that.
I could possibly get TNT, but tear gas?
It's TNT. It's dynamite.
It is not.
No, it's not. And we're not here to fight.
No, we're
Skeever
here to take care of business.
Skeever responds, "Hey, what's up?" Text message.
I give her the address of the warehouse. The prince has given us a task. We're trying to get into this place. Right now, it looks like it's going to be pretty difficult to get in there if we have to just like force our way in. I'm looking to see if they have any intel on whether or not there's some easier ways to get into it without being so obvious.
You see, red. ... As the live texting going, you wrote a book.
Sorry.
She goes, well, I could lead you in. I could lead you to a place that only we know. The family. And she, smiley faces. I'm feeding the fishes. Josiah knows where I'm at.
I can get us a way in.
Alright, let's go over there. I'll take Samantha over to the boat.
Samantha to the boat.
Yeah, what boat?
At the docks, right? Yeah. That's where we're going, right?
Yeah. You're bringing Samantha with you?
Sorry, no.
Michelle.
Michelle.
You're not getting any protection.
I'm okay with this at the moment.
Okay.
I'm probably not even going in there.
You arrive fine. Are you getting the armored Humvee?
I'm assuming we're all going, so yeah.
Like, we can get in, it's just the problem is now getting out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, having the Humvee on standby so that we can get out of there, probably a good idea.
You arrive at the docks.
I'll be waiting in the Humvee for you guys.
Yeah. Shaw.
The docks are short, probably a 30-minute walk, or through the Humvee, probably a 5-minute drive. You arrive at the docks, and you see a hooded individual with a bucket, a rather large 5-gallon bucket, throwing bits of bait out in the water. It happens to be an individual you know as Skeever. You see, as you walk up, in the bucket, an ear floating amongst all the other detritus within the bucket.
Who are we getting rid of this time?
Oh, we don't talk about these things. Throws more out in the water. You
Hey,
see,
Are you worried about him hearing in on our conversation?
hey! She waves her hand and like blood.
Yeah, no.
No.
Not
How's
at
the
all.
family? I'm using the
God
family.
The family's doing lovely.
damn it.
Good. No.
So, you guys want to get into that compound, huh?
Yeah, we need to take some people out post haste on behalf of the prince.
She smiles and, well, we can of course get you in. For a favor, though, we can cause a distraction.
That's on you guys.
She smiles. You do know that, from your standpoint, the person that you're hunting is indeed in this compound,
Yeah.
or believed to be.
And we need to definitely take them out.
Stay. They'll owe you a favor.
And she smiles.
She'll owe you a favor.
Oh, she's doing you guys the favor.
Hey, you're part of this.
If one
Trust
coterie,
me.
if one coterie
I'm
mate
doing
tells
enough
me,
for you guys.
if one coterie mate tells me the coterie owes us a favor, then I'll take it as the coterie owes me a favor.
Okay. That works.
And she smiles and she gets on. She rinses her hand out and pulls it out just as a 6-foot bull shark comes up after her hand. No, down, bad.
Does she slap the nose?
She slaps the nose.
As you do.
Cute pet.
Oh, those aren't pets. She pulls up a rat that's been nibbling on another. Well, it used to be a finger. You see the bone on it and the remains of some fingernail and detritus on there, and just bloody meat hanging down. She goes, "This is a pet," and she scratches the rat. It squeaks happily and picks up the rest of the bone and starts gnawing on it.
Potato.
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm not Nosferatu.
She looks at you kind of oddly. And then she goes, "Well, if we're ready."
Hold on. We're not quite ready. With that, I'm assuming we're sitting in the dock.
Yes.
Is there like I'm assuming these are like leisure, kind of like leisure.
Yeah, leisure docks. They have several boats stationed along a wooden pier that house a lot of the population of the city. A lot of the population of the city's boats. For the poorer people, not the Norte Playa is where a lot of the rich guys have their boats. So you see a different class of vehicle here, but yes, wooden piers.
Is there either on one of the boats or along the pier, kind of a table or a?
There is a gutting station.
Okay, that'll work. So I'm going to use the gutting station. So give me a second here.
Gutting stations. They smell
Okay,
fresh.
Good.
Quite fresh.
I'm sure.
Good. Good. I'm good. Okay. What you see me do is cut 4 tips of my fingers off. And out of my bag, pull a small gold chalice into the chalice. Here's my rouse check, by the way. Oh, I am very much going to be hungry.
Oh, Michelle, you certainly must eat. How about the pretty one? He probably tastes just fine. You'd drain him in a minute.
Probably, but not right now.
He's not. He's like kind of a vampire.
Prettiest one ever.
Okay. And what I was rolling before was the resolve checks for my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that I've got it all prepped, have you guys all stand close to me.
Okay.
Samantha is sorry, not Samantha, but Skeever is watching with intense interest
And then
as she dumps out the rest of the chum bucket into the water.
as you guys gather around, I take a match and I light the match. Oh, and thank God I did succeed, because that would have fucking sucked otherwise. You weren't getting it if I didn't.
Right.
And with that, I strike the match and drop it into the chalice, and the blood and fingertips all go up in smoke. and you guys feel kind of a tingly sensation float over top of you.
I passed the rock check.
It's not like a big.
You guys didn't have to worry about us.
I would
being-
say
Yeah.
it's contained in the little chalice that it happens in, but
But I still passed.
Yes.
and with that, for the rest of the night, you guys take half damage from any fire type damage.
Alright.
Rounded up.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need a V beer when we get back.
Yes.
How many points
we
of hunger do you have?
regeneration from it?
Huh? Just two. I just have two.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not like a permanent. He lost his fingertips. Like,
I
my
think
both Nosferatu.
over the next day,
Yeah.
over the next day's rest, my fingers will all grow back.
Yeah.
Good.
Otherwise, this would be a really horrible ritual. Like, I literally could only do it 10 times
Points-
ever.
You guys made it. Good job.
he has now he has Deadpool fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this one and this one, this one and this one are just missing the tips of them.
Yeah.
And the stubs of them heal over immediately, so it's not like
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
like
Squirting
Yes.
blood.
Right.
spurting blood everywhere, but
So, point of note, by the way, by drinking the V beer, you did get a point of blood back.
Yeah, you.
I'll take
I was
Oh.
wondering if that would actually like take
Yes.
away some of my hunger.
Yeah, you only
Yeah.
need to take one red die every time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless you failed multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, but
Skeever rinses out the bucket.
I clean out and put my chalice away. And my ritual knife.
She takes you to the entrance of a sewer grate nearby that empties into the ocean. And it looks solid as can be. It's a little bit rusted, being, of course, a sewer grate next to the ocean. She covers it with her body, because this is only about yay big. And the next thing you know is she's pulled back the sewer grate, and from within you see a glowing red pair of eyes staring back at you.
Awareness check.
Low to the ground or tall?
It's fitting in the sewers, which is a crawl space essentially.
Okay.
It's not like one of the like from Fugitive where you can actually stand up and
Right, it's not there yet. It probably will open up as you go into the sewer a little bit further.
But where this outlet is, it's a smaller grate.
Yeah, it's just where it drains out, and it's a slight trickle of water as the area's received rain in the past few weeks. And out hunkers an individual. Hey guys, and it's Skunk, Mighty Mouse. Just visiting the cousins.
MM!
Hey, how you doing?
Have you heard from Uncle?
You know, I keep away from him. He's quite scary.
I know, but I still love him.
He nods. Well, I've been given permission to show you where this place is. Those of you wanting entrance in this way, come along. If you're taking a vehicle,
You on, McDuff.
I'm not going. I did my part.
Keep yourself on handy.
Are you going to have
get the
somebody
truck,
run the.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just bought this
The Humvee?
jacket. I think I don't want to have to have another dry cleaning bill for it. I'll go into the front.
You're going in by yourself then.
But not as myself. I'll be in the Hummer.
He's essentially asking if you can use the Hummer.
Well, that was already allocated for the mission.
Yeah, for our getaway.
Yeah, getaway.
I say I was gonna drive the Hummer, so it'd be close. So when you guys get out of there, you guys can
Well,
jump in and we can run.
I'm going to ride in the Hummer to where I need to go, so that I can.
Or are you sniping?
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
I don't know. I wasn't listening to your guys' plans.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sorry.
wasn't.
Yeah. Yes. No, I'm going to be sniping. So I'm going to be in the building across the street.
So,
Good. Can you drive?
Yes, I ride a motorcycle.
How much drive do you have?
Speaking of
I don't.
explosive, you did manage to
Okay.
find
No, I got one.
Okay,
that you had a couple blasting
Huh?
charges
And you're
from
driving.
Oh,
I
mining
have two
expeditions,
drives.
that sort of thing.
yeah, I figured I would.
I know,
mean-
Yeah.
You and
I-
anybody else who can fight should probably go in this way
yes.
and then do what you're supposed to do and then come out.
Yeah.
yeah,
My powers in this situation do not lend themselves to doing that because they can see me even when I'm obfuscated.
I like that one better. So we come into the secret port, the secret hatch,
Yes.
and you cover us by taking out people that you can view
It'll
through
be
the window.
yes,
as
the
we-
outside. Start with the outside sentries.
Right.
Take them down, and then start through the windows and whatnot. However many you can take out as well.
Yeah.
We'll have the Hummer ready close by. Once you guys have taken care of the targets inside, then just get the hell out.
Yep.
And
That's
Jack,
the plan.
and Jack has no check with crosses. He cannot go in.
Correct.
Yeah.
How much drive do you have?
2.
Okay, then you're definitely driving.
Seems reasonable. So
And if that's the case, then
these two are going in.
I'm not going anywhere fucking close because
I forgot about that.
yeah. So you'll be the getaway driver.
Yeah.
You're going to be sniping
Yes.
from outside. You two are going to go in to take out the targets. And
Is that
I'm going to
enough
go have a
people
feed.
going in?
And I'm going to go back and have
I
a
don't
feed
think that's
beer.
nearly enough people to go in. I need.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
so
we need
either.
Waylon with us on this one.
Yeah, but he's not in town. I don't know how we're going to do that.
We need a brawler to go in.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's for.
I'm talking more than one.
Yeah, we're gonna need more than that.
You
So-
realize that your options are very limited. This is
Yeah.
probably as good as you
Which
want
is
to get.
why I was trying to get you in without a firefight from the beginning.
Yeah.
Is the hope that you can get in through this route, get to your targets quick, and then just get the fuck out.
The Nosferatu did say they'd run a distraction,
Yeah.
Yep.
provided that you owe them a favor.
Yep. Which is why I said yes. You're welcome.
Can the favor be that we allow them to continue to live after this?
No.
No, that's not how this works.
That's not how this
The
works.
Mighty Mouse looks at you quite strangely at this point. He then proceeds to tell you what you're wearing under your pants at this time, your personal information as a human,
Oh.
and your dossier.
They drink and they know things.
Probably shouldn't piss off the people who are going to run the distraction and help us get inside.
No, I wouldn't.
Just saying.
Yeah, not a good idea.
No, that wouldn't that be
I
good.
still think the best plan: getaway driver, sniper, crack team of killers, and then get the fuck out.
Yes.
It's not the best plan, but it's the only plan we got.
I say you come up with a better plan.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm all ears.
So I'm going to be creating at least I'll be adding to their distraction
You-
by taking out people.
So, We'll cut through. You are led through several sewers that kind of expand out and get you a walking space.
God damn it, I'm gonna have to burn my suit.
Luckily, you don't see much fecal matter in this one.
Still gonna have
It's
to
mostly
burn
storm drain.
Yeah.
I would have
Okay.
assumed you went
I
to
had
tactical
you-
gear.
I had you drop me back off.
Yeah.
At the
One
club
would
on
think
your
you're not
way out.
that vain.
Hey, look. I said enough information.
Just saying.
I have been true.
So
I do run comms from the club. I go to the back room and I'll run kind of the communication hub between the different groups.
Right.
you're provided with earbuds. Congratulations.
Hooray! Like magic.
And my voice in your ear the entire night.
Could be worse.
Fucking curses.
Can you get a voice changer?
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse is hunched form fits the sewers quite naturally. Even though his most natural form is sitting in the back of sitting in the front of the cab, driving people around. He walks you through to a spot that, in the city layout you saw, is a straight sewer canal. But there seems to be a dug out section of it. And he goes, yeah, we kind of had to figure out what was going on in there. There's some creepy shit.
That's we'll take note of that and come back to it. But I'm not there. I don't know.
And he smiles and he says, oh, our surprise is going to be fun. We've been waiting for a minute for something like this to happen. And let's just say that we may have overheard the prince asking for assistance.
Okay. In your guys' ear, I'm like, okay, if you guys are ready to go in, pause until I make sure that the other guys are in place.
Yes.
So I'm waiting for you guys to get in place.
I get in play.
You pull position. Where are you going, Brian? Where are you parking the getaway?
Yeah, I'm just kind of parked outside.
Okay.
Kind of a maybe shadowy area. Trying to lay low.
Walk over.
I'm gonna have him
Walk
drop me
over.
off like
Should I roll
2
my
blocks
nonchalant?
away.
Yeah.
Your nonchalance. I will have you roll wits and stealth
Wits and
for nonchalant.
Wits and stealth. You're gonna have to get more stealth.
No, nonchalant's like charisma and manipulation.
Oh,
or
for what he's
something.
trying to do right now, though.
Yeah.
How are you trying to get there? Because, as we kind of mentioned, the previous layout, there's not many buildings that are tall enough to even see through the window section of this. Are you going to pop your obfuscate and try to get up on the building, or are you going to?
That was my goal.
Are there
Okay.
Was to
Are they
do
on-
an obfuscate, which means I gotta roll, right?
Are there any
Yeah, if you're moving.
big trees nearby?
Not really. This is southern Texas.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Palm
Was worth
trees.
it. Was worth a shot.
Yeah,
Well,
palm
I
trees
gain
would
an
be
extra
interesting.
hunger, but I still do it.
You thought you got rid of me, didn't you?
No.
He's standing outside.
You have to eat, you asshole.
No, this is
Oh,
100% Naruto with the painted
I just
blanket in front of him.
It's like you eat my ass. Okay.
And you do find a ladder that goes up to a catwalk that goes around the building.
Nice, perfect. So that's what I do, and I do not allow myself to be seen because I know that
Yeah.
they might be able to see me.
Give me a wits and stealth.
What is that?
I'm just throwing dice all over the place here.
You know, you
I
just
have no idea.
you
what
just
that
feel like
thing
you need to
is.
roll something, Mike.
And all of your ears, as we're waiting for him to get in place, you guys hear quietly, doom, 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 doom,
No
doom,
idea.
doom, doom, doom,
Oh
doom,
shit, man.
Not worried about it.
doom,
That's somewhere around down here. I know that.
doodle-doo,
Not sure where.
doodle-doo.
Anyways, I needed to. You said wits and stealth, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. We look 7. Does a crit success count as 2 or just 1?
Only if you have 2 of them.
Only if I have
2 of the
2.
the critical successes, or 2 of the super successes are needed to make
Right.
a crit.
Right. So,
You only have 2 successes there.
yep, 2.
Okay. I will put you at the mercy of my dice.
I'm sorry, it was nice knowing you.
Right. And that was out of 7. Next time I'm just going to use the.
That's what was like
This
the 8,
roll.
the roll of 8 earlier, and I
I
only
know,
had 2
right?
successes. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
God damn it.
You managed to pick a route. You think you're unheard.
Okay.
You are willfully, anytime anybody draws their eyes across, you aren't seen. They willfully ignore you. You get up in position from your sight. You can see down into the warehouse. You see a couple of large pane glass windows that are opened up into ventilation for the building.
Right.
And within you see a rather large kind of cross
Okay.
and a pulpit and basically a hastily made, a well-made church within
Okay.
the building.
Right.
Around it you see stake guns and like these, they look like grenade launchers almost, except they have stakes that fit in them.
Right.
You see shotguns. You see ammo that has DB written on it.
Do you relay anything to the team?
Yes. I will let them know that. Exactly what I'm seeing.
Alright.
And
I'm relaying that to everybody back.
I will be. I will let you know that we're ready. Does my rifle have a silencer? I think it would. I think I would be smart enough to do that.
You have a potato.
Close enough. Okay. Good enough.
Oil
Get you
filter
a few
can work
shots.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's.
I'm
important.
doing a check-in on everybody. Is everybody in position and ready?
I am
Dad,
in
you good?
position.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the follow. Definitely appreciate it.
All right, so I'm gonna go and now that everybody's ready, I'm going to take out the person. Are those stake launchers manned, or are they just there?
You see crate after crate after crate of vampire killing shit.
Okay.
You see there's probably about 10 or 20 individuals in this building.
Fuck. Okay.
Can you try to shoot a canister of dragon's blood and ignite
Dragon's breath.
dragon's breath?
I was gonna say, like, too bad we didn't
I mean,
think
is
about
it
bringing some
flammable
kind
to
of like Molotov
that?
cocktail or something.
Well, I did bring a couple explosives.
What's great for you, where you're at. If he could
But-
drop some down in there and
But
cause
do
some
I
chaos.
need to, or if a couple of well-placed shots, would that set them off?
You
Question.
could test it. I would say from just general
When-
knowledge, it's probably
Let's
not
go.
going to happen.
Probably not going to happen.
When will Mighty Mouse be ready to set off his distraction? And what said distraction is it?
You do hear a microphone. Are you ready?
Yes. Distraction in 3, 2, 1.
And you see Jack sees from around the corner a school bus go careening around, and this is like an old dilapidated short bus school bus come driving, and it's rusted out. It looks like shit. You don't know where exactly they got it. Probably came from a
Go to schoolhouse.
yeah, probably came from a recovery place. Comes careening around the corner, and you see Mighty Mouse in the front seat. Because he left you as soon as you got there. He left in a very quick hurry, almost as if he was excited about something. In the back, you see the reason that's careening is not because Mighty Mouse is driving this thing recklessly, because there is a rather large creature in back thumping around.
Oh, shit. And at that point, I am...
Crazy school bus inbound?
Who is the... do I see... I went to sow confusion.
Okay?
More so than anything else. So who do I see that maybe higher up that would be giving orders?
At this time, it doesn't seem obvious of anybody giving orders.
Okay.
There's
Sure thing.
several.
Do I see our quarry at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
Honestly,
There's a couple
You
offices and
can't-
things.
it
Yeah.
can't hurt to take a couple pot shots at the dragon's breath.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So
I mean,
four,
a couple shots. If it goes off, great. If not, move on and just start killing people.
Yeah.
And
Here,
you.
hand me that. I need some. I need some feel. The whole thing. The whole platter. Yeah. Gotta feel.
Do it.
Yes.
Feel it.
We're sowing chaos here. Might as well use Cthulhu to do it.
Yes.
Right? Oh, fuck you, Cthulhu. 2
Okay.
It is chaos. Remember.
for the first shot.
Okay. You take a shot, and a dull thud happens as you shoot, because it doesn't silence it completely, but it does definitely silence the shot.
Right.
But it's even masked because at this point the school bus goes crashing through the front gate.
Nice. Perfect. Would I be able to do it again in that time, or do I have to wait now?
I will wait a turn. I will resolve your shot, however.
Yes.
So you shoot and manage to hit one of the foot soldiers walking around,
Okay.
and they take a shot in the shoulder. It goes clean through because it is a rather large round,
Right.
and they go down.
Nice.
Not that it was a massive shot, but they will need medication. They will need
That should be
help.
7. Here, sorry, I shorted myself one.
Ooh, 3.
3 instead of
2.
2.
We aren't going to change the past. Sorry.
That's fine.
I would say 2 to 3. Still really not going to change much of what he's already given you. So
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
You see him. You see
He's gone.
him collapse down. He's bleeding profusely from the shoulder.
Okay.
He probably will survive, but he is injured. There's about 3 other individuals looking around, going, "What the?"
Okay.
And
Did you say your uncle's name was Malik?
Michael Falcon.
yes, from the front, you notice that the bus, those of you who are in viewing range of it, you see that the bus has a fuse that's moving rather quickly. There's no longer any driver in the front of the bus. And it goes down the side and around the corners, and you hear pop, 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 as this already frail looking bus loses its back end with some beautifully shaped charges.
Ooh, nice.
And out comes a enraged, frightened gorilla.
Shit.
A massive silverback.
God damn it.
Wow.
Somebody call the goddamn zoo and see if they're missing a fucking gorilla.
That's probably been missing for a minute.
It goes and starts charging the next individual. And you see from within the bus, besides that, about 6 spider monkeys.
Okay. I'm enjoying this so far. Seems reasonable.
In your guys' ears, I'm like, if you're not already getting up there, it's go time. The chaos has begun.
Get up there
Yes.
and take care of business.
From where you guys are at, there is a side entrance that leads in, and it's been a walled over section, but your shape charges can easily get you in if you wanted to, or somebody brutish enough could punch through the wall.
Yeah, I'll punch through the wall.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, so give me a just straight strength. You don't even need to roll the brawl.
Okay. Two.
Okay. With seeming effortless attempt here, he pops open a couple rather large holes in the wall. A couple more punches open up another couple of holes. I'm going to roll, but at disadvantage here. Okay. And most of the group is going out to deal with these rampaging monkeys that, strangely, normally when released in the wild, they just run away or do whatever's the safest for them. They are not doing this. They're actively attacking people.
Nice.
good monkeys.
Mm-hmm. Sure. They're definitely monkeying around.
You see another individual, however, after you finish giving a couple punches, he stops, he turns, and he looks. He goes, "What the fuck?" As you're staring eyes to eyeball to him, probably 10 feet separate you, as he's running through this like crappy office space wall area.
Sleep.
All right, so you're gonna try to catch his attention and use a command. You cannot command him to sleep.
Because that
Ignore. Actually, no. Even better. Protect me.
This is your complex command. Go ahead and roll it.
What do I roll?
And we'll have to find it here. It's manipulation and presence, I think. Here, one moment here.
he's using command.
Yeah,
Is that the name of the?
Mm-hmm.
the level 3 ability. Or so level 2.
Manipulation and charisma?
Alright.
It had to be level 3 because I don't have it. I only have level 2s.
Here we go.
What is it? What's it? Is it? It's compel. That's what you're doing.
It is a compulsion. I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3.
It's a level 1 is compel.
Oh. Then,
It's still be level 2 probably, or level 3.
There's submerged directive, forgetful mind.
I have submerged directive.
You can do compel.
mesmerize, or
I say compel is what you're talking about. With
Yep.
icon, there can issue a victim a single action command, no
Yep.
longer than a short sentence. It's your charisma plus dominate versus the intelligence and resolve.
Yep. Let's roll that.
There's no roll required against an unprepared mortal victim.
He is a prepared mortal victim.
Okay.
so I should have 3 in dominate, right? And manipulation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no rouse check for it. It's free.
Yep. It's a level 1. Level 1 guarantees there's almost always guarantees there's no rouse check.
There are some level 1s that do.
Yeah. Fucking blood sorcery.
Total of 3.
Yeah, Russ.
Okay.
I've already had one whole bag of them.
Yeah.
He looks slack-jawed. He looks around and definitely goes against his training, and that he's going to protect you.
Good job. We need an extra few bodies. That works.
You you have your remaining wall. You've knocked open a space that's big enough to crawl through. But if you crawl through, you know you're going to be extremely open to being assaulted. I'll say, if you want to try a couple more punches, it only takes a couple more. I won't even make you roll it.
Alright.
Seems reasonable.
And you see this beast of a dude just punching holes in the center block wall.
I'm okay with this.
And in just a couple more swings, he's knocked through a good portion of it.
Can I roll awareness to see what's outside of the wall that I'm punching? Like, are there people waiting and stuff?
Well, you've got a pretty good view already.
Okay.
I won't even make you roll it. You see that most of the soldiers have gone to investigate the cacophony that's happening outside. Not to mention that a couple have stopped to investigate one bleeding individual.
Who? I'll just. Oh, hey, look. Let me do one more. Wow,
That's
you
incredible.
0.
Did you roll any skulls?
No.
No skulls. Just
Somehow
0.
rolled
I will.
7 blank dice.
I will remind you at this time you can opt to spend 1 willpower.
I am going to 100% do
Yeah.
that. And the
Roll
dice hate me, so I'm going to do it this way.
Take him out of
instead.
Cthulhu. Cthulhu doesn't like you.
No, Cthulhu apparently hates me at the moment, so I'm going to roll them differently.
Yes, and you can only re-roll 3 of those dice.
Yeah, only up to 3.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So the other ones stand. The reason it's like that is because let's say you had a couple skulls. You could pick up the skull ones and
And
re-roll
re-roll
them.
them. 1.
Actually, you can't re-roll hunger dice.
And I did.
Well, yeah, you're right. You can only do the black ones.
Yes. So you rolled 1. You managed to wing another guy as he's running out to deal with the deal. You catch him at the ass end of the group. And
Did you give him a new asshole?
he goes spinning. He was wearing some decent gear. So he's now hunkered down. He's got an injury to his body that is going to need medical attention, but he's still operational. We'll give him a chance to see you.
FYI, as the communications liaison, anybody can feed me data if they need other people in the group to know about it.
Yeah.
So
The problem is you're hearing a lot of stuff going over the radio as
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is if somebody says, "Hey, so many are down, or they're over here, or whatever," I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, you can relay information, and I can send it to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Brian, you see outside that, or Jack, you see outside the monkeys are doing great work. These people are hesitant to fire at them because that may arouse the police. And a lot of the weapons you see on them are not street legal weapons.
Which makes sense because to really kill a vampire, you have to have something more than street legal weapons.
And it's strange because you can almost see an intelligence in the way the monkeys are moving. The monkeys and the gorillas and the gorilla are moving. Meanwhile, you all enter or see the entrance wide open. I assume you walk through. It seems
I'm
clear.
letting him go first.
Yep.
Because he is the...
You would have just made the hole.
He's
You're the
my
muscle.
meat shield.
Well, no.
I got two
To be
meat
fair,
shields.
the compelled guy is your real meat show.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just the muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
You do you go in?
Absolutely.
As you enter the building, you can kind of make out where they go through the wall. From your point of view, it's hard to see where they came through, actually, but you can actually see them entering the building.
Okay.
And you see, from your vantage point, target numero uno, the guy who wears the
Right.
ATF-style bodysuit with the
Yeah.
crosses on it. He's walking, but he's walking in a pattern that you don't have a clear vision of to take a shot at.
Okay, so I tell you to tell them where he is.
Okay, I relay that information.
Okay. You know, basically from where you're at, it's up one hallway and to the left. You can find your target.
Okay.
So, outside of this, knowing where I'm at, is there a way that I can get a better vantage point on him if I moved?
You can move a bit down the way. You do know that one individual knows where you're at and is going to respond with a shot rather quickly.
I'd shoot at him again.
Yeah. Is it my can I shoot again right now, or am I holding off?
You'll definitely get an opportunity to shoot again if you would like.
Yes.
However, I'm going to take his shot at you. You hear a brrrt as he shoots a small Uzi, and it penetrates several sections of sheet metal just below you. And you think you're fine until you feel a searing pain coming out this end and out the back.
Okay.
You'll take the equivalent of 1 point of damage.
Okay. Motherfucker.
Aggravated.
Yes.
Is it fire?
It's fire. It's halved, which is why it's 1 point.
No.
It crashed on me.
It's okay.
I
It's
hear
okay.
the Uzi,
I'm going.
and I decide to blink my way to that sound since it's not completely far away, and break the neck of the or attempt to break the neck of the person
Okay.
firing the gun.
You it's a straight line for the blink. I'll give you. It's going to be difficult to get to where he's at in a straight line yet, because there are several meandering hallways and that sort of thing. Directing.
Oh, to that.
And you did
You
hear-
guys came in kind of in the offices of the warehouse.
Yeah, like most of that stuff is gone. Most of them are going out to deal with things. The generals are now coming out to oversee the response.
Okay. So then, if that's the case, then I'm going to respond in kind.
That's much better.
3.
4. Oh, no.
No, 3.
Sorry, Diabetes. I apologize about the.
That's not, oh wait, 1,
response.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yep. Sorry, 4. That is 4.
I'd go after target numero uno. I mean,
Yeah.
they're sowing seeds. They're killing these guys. What the guy he's shooting at isn't necessarily a.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I'm
after
just
the-
taking him out because
Yeah,
he saw me.
he's not really a big dude. He's just a standard guy sitting around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Your
then,
muscle,
and then
your
as soon as
muscle
I pull off
capability
my
is really
shot,
for.
I'm moving over to get a better shot at number 1.
Yeah,
Ball
not to say
scare.
that
Okay.
once you take out target numero uno, you can't start taking out a few others on the way out. It just.
Let's give it a shot then. Yeah, let's go over to your target number uno.
Alright.
All right, so you're going for target number 1. You're scooting over to take a better shot
Yes.
and evade if you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything to evade at this point, or am I?
I will give it to you that it's a simple 2-foot step back,
Okay.
crouch a little bit, and you can get below the gun line
Right.
and be able to get to a different location.
Yeah.
You can
so that's what I
even-
do.
You can even tempt the beast if you would like to, and use your obfuscate. Not that I'd ever recommend you lose some blood.
Well, at this point,
You have 2 hunger right now.
yeah, I'm at 2 right now.
You could probably tempt it at this point, but it's really when you get into about that 3 hunger mark that you're like, well, do I really want to take a rouse check? I'm not sure if I do.
Yeah. And I think I'm
Well,
not.
you're in a safe place where you can use it. I don't understand why you would just unleash the beast and just tear ass.
Well, it's already happened once, and it didn't end well
Yeah.
in a similar situation.
You can imagine when you release the beast, yes, you're going to go crazy, but you're going to go crazy. You no longer have control, so
Yeah.
your beast isn't necessarily going to be worried about protecting itself or...
The masquerade or.
So I think
Allies.
I'm gonna hold off because I'm gonna move back and scoot over. I'm not gonna use my obfuscate, and I'll pop up just long enough to make sure that I have eyes and I would be able to get him, and then go back down.
Okay. So you're
You took
looking
the
to
shot
point.
and now you're moving.
Yeah. Now I'm just like, I'll pull out my mirror.
Yep. We actually have a follower that's communicating as well, so I was responding to that. That was nice.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
All right.
Man, you gotta put those up on the screen so we can see.
Well, I should pop it up so everybody can see it, but that would be challenging.
It's fine, don't worry.
All right.
We can work it out later. It's fine.
So you're moving at this time. You guys are running down the hallway. You come around the corner and you see this guy in the ATF vest. He has what looks like an overgrown handgun. It looks like almost like a overbuilt Magnum, and it's quite beefy. He pulls it, and as you're the first one in line of fire, Gannon, I will give you the chance to go ahead and roll a dexterity and athletics to avoid being shot. We got rid of dodge.
4.
3.
Mm,
That doesn't count as double.
No?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't count as double. It doesn't count a crit unless you have 2 of them.
Yes.
Is crit double?
Crit just adds extra stuff to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
But it's not like 1 and then with the crit sign is 2.
No. They still just count as 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you get 2 of them, then it's a crit, and that actually doubles
Yeah.
what happens.
Then I have a 3
Yeah, so
in dodging.
you duck, tuck, and roll, and come back to your feet in the Superman stance, the superhero stance.
As you do.
No, the superhero stance where you're down on the ground, one arm out. You know.
Okay.
How come you always have to end the pose like that?
You're just a fucking
Yeah.
poser.
And he pulled off beautifully, with the exception that you do get hit with a little bit of the blast.
What? You must have rolled something pretty heavy over there.
This is the primary dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got you.
Unfortunately for you, as you kind of come up with your sights and you kind of get a brief glimpse over before you take the shot, because you never take the shot with both eyes, with an eye closed.
Right.
You look down and you can see that they're coming around the corner. They can't see this guy, but you do see a bright orange blast. And you take 2 points of aggravated damage. That is halved.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ouch.
Meaning
What?
you're still taking 2 points of aggravated
You
damage.
take
I've just
2 points of
pre-halved it.
damage.
Yeah, but why did I get damaged?
You just took a bullet.
You feel
Took a fireball.
the answer to that is, as you look down at your right hand shoulder, you can see a little bit of bone. You can see charred cut out here, and you can see smoking bits.
Yeah, that's what Dragon's Breath ammunition does.
And on that note, I'm going to pop a cap in his bitch ass.
Well, you cannot see the target that's shooting at them.
Oh.
You can see the target that you shot at that now has lost you momentarily, but has a bead for you.
Right. Fuck that guy. Do it. Yes.
I said to do it.
1 failure,
2.
2 successes.
Okay.
Failures don't matter as long as there's a success.
Okay,
Yes.
yep, so 2.
All right. You take your shot. You hit him again, this time more solidly. He is on the careful, though, so let's see here. 1 minute here. You hit him more solidly. He drops down. He may be wearing armor, but the shot you took hits him right between the clavicle.
Oh, nice.
And you see blood splurt out as it actually hit. And you hear him gasp and gurgle, and you can actually hear it up in where you're at as blood starts to fill down into his lungs, and he's giving that last gurgle as he's dying. Probably the most horrible death that you can have.
Yes. Okay.
He also
Good.
he also seems to have lost use of his limbs.
Oh, I'm so sad for him.
You should feel sad.
But I lost my beat on the other guy then? 'Cause I thought I had him in my sights.
You know where he was going, but
Oh.
he's moving through. You caught a sight of him. He turned a corner and went behind a wall that you can't see through.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
but you caught a sight of them coming around that very same corner because you related.
Right.
Dragon's breath went off.
Yeah.
Someone sitting there smoking, and that's where we take our next turns.
What's my protector doing?
His orders were to protect you. He's not done anything. You're not in any danger at this point.
Okay.
Fucking
If I
drink.
drink the blood of the person who's bleeding out, do I get instantaneous healing or anything?
Now you spend.
I mean, I don't mind killing him
Right.
because he's on his way out anyway, but it would just be
Right.
like
He is off on another end of the building, though.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No.
No.
This
No.
you
That's
have.
They're in a
who I was
different area.
wanting to go for.
Yeah, you have the individual that shot the dragon's breath at you.
Yeah.
Which at this time, I would like you to roll a composure.
Do I need to write it through this as well?
Okay.
Nope.
Composure?
Not you.
Okay.
Composure plus resolve.
Two.
Okay. The beasts in you, the beast in you surges. You feel yourself, the frenzy, brimming.
Yeah.
You know you can't hold on for much longer. The anger of being damaged by this mere mortal. The fact that he is your nemesis overrides you. Your fangs bare.
Yeah.
And you can ride the beast at this point. What that is that I don't take control of you as long as you're moving in a fashion that is corresponding with the way your character would act under frenzy. But right now you have no control over yourself. You're compulsively going for the kill.
Yeah. Okay.
You're in a full fury frenzy.
Okay.
So you see his stature take on a more bestial form, a less careful, less trained soldier, more like the guerrillas that he's seeing out front doing work. At this point, they have resorted to some forms of fire, shooting at things. You would get
Take
your
on almost look like a warthog. That's or some sort
not quite. You
of pig-looking thing.
you look like crazed, extremely crazed,
Yeah.
250
What is
pound
shooting
man.
again?
Composure and dexterity,
No composure.
or composure and firearms. So yes, sorry. Yes.
Damn.
Okay.
You can spend a willpower to re-roll.
Yeah, I only have 3 though.
Oh. Well, there you go.
So we'll take it at this point. What are you two doing? You two who are
Oh,
Jack.
What do you do?
he's out watching
I'm outside.
monkeys.
Well, I thought you were asking.
No. What
I
are those
hit
two
with
doing?
2
These two.
So you're taking a shot.
around the corner. Kinda.
Okay. And are you going to ride the beast, or would you like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's ride the beast.
And how are you riding this beast? What are you doing?
No, I'm figuring this out.
Drink deep, sir.
Are you going to leap at him?
I'm Can I how far away is he from me?
He is within 20 feet of you right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could blink.
Yeah.
Yep. And because you're riding the beast, you can blink. You still take your rouse check.
Yeah. Do blink and punch down and destroy the floor that he's standing on, so he falls down and.
Well, it's solid ground below you.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I thought we just crawled out from my sewer.
You came.
Okay.
You came. This where they did. They kind of dug up into kind of the back part of the office, and then you broke through the office walls.
Well, so I'm gonna blink to him, and I'm going to punch through him.
Okay, so you're gonna blink up to him. You're gonna punch as hard as you can at him and hope it goes with the intent of punching through.
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, punch and like end up
So-
with the heart of him
Are
on
you
the outside of him, like that. And there's the body.
are you going to use your potence level 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
So give me. I need 2 rouse checks here.
So roll 2 of them.
Success.
And mega success. So success is it.
Okay.
Success is 6. So you're good.
You
no
are
more hunger.
fine. You don't get hungrier from this. The beast somehow manages to, because it's already out of the cage. It just says, "I'm giving you all the power, baby."
Here's a freebie for you, motherfucker.
Go ahead and give me a strength plus brawl. As from your guys' vision, those of you who are
Able to
inside,
see.
you see him stand up. His eyes are filled with blood red rage, and he virtually disappears and appears in front of this guy. Your bullet goes through, catches the guy in his armor, and you see that yes, it hit. But
I hit something.
but he's probably gonna have a really nasty bruise from it.
Yeah. I'm more excited that I actually hit something because I don't use guns.
Yes.
3.
3.
3.
Okay. And so you punch at him.
Yeah.
It hits. It, because of your potency, you get additional 2 successes on top of that.
So it's 5 total.
5 total.
Yeah. Nice.
And let me see if he gets any sort of benefit from the dodge here. Okay. You hear a sickening crack as you don't quite make it into his chest. You do feel your bones kind of clutch meat through this ATF style bulletproof vest. It goes in. You feel the clutch of meat, and you can feel pulsating coming from the inner cavity.
Yeah.
But you also feel pulverized bone
Nice.
as he collapses, breathing, just gasping for air. Just
Yes. Yes.
he can survive if he receives immediate medical attention, which I'm sure you're gonna call the ambulance right away.
Yes. 100%.
I'm on the phone right now.
Stop playing Sudoku.
Oh,
Miley Cyrus did what?
Now,
what? The Pope's in town? Oh no, that's 6 months ago.
you catch from the corner of your eye the other individual, the old man.
Ooh. Do I have a shot?
You can take a shot.
Is he like on top of me? Or
No, he is down on the floor somewhere.
okay. Since I actually have room for yeah. No, these have not been nice. They can get put away.
This is gonna be even worse.
Yeah, watch. Oh, I'm just gonna roll from here. 3.
Oh, that was not too bad.
Yeah.
You see the old man, as elderly as he is, moves rather quickly. Like,
Shit.
almost inhumanly quickly for some reason.
Always gotta be careful with the old man.
Yep.
He sees this shot and pulls up a large metal lid. You see it penetrate the lid. It penetrates the old man. A little bit of blood spurts out. He lowers the lid, looks up at you, and then he looks down at the wound and goes around a corner that's blind to you.
So I relay to you. I found the old dude.
Relative to where they're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
The old man ran around a corner. He's a good distance away. As a matter of fact, you can only assume that there's another emergency exit that he can find.
So he may just be gone.
But is that the old man? Was that the
Meanwhile-
one our real target was?
Maybe.
The real target was the individual he found.
Yes.
That was Father O'Malley.
I radio that the target is down.
Well, you can't radio right now.
You're basically in frenzy right
The beast has taken over you so much that you are jaws deep in this guy,
I'm drinking them dry. Right?
draining the
Oh,
lifeblood
yes.
of him.
You really don't care about anything else at this
I
point.
would give you another compulsion plus resolve, or composure. Yeah.
Composure plus resolve.
I'll radio. Yeah, our new friend is eating the guy.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's
Well, the other
savage.
guy is.
You're seeing him
running.
drag his fangs across, and like shreds of just neck muscle are just kind of like hanging out like pulled pork. Yep. Three. You managed to pull yourself back before stealing the very last of his lifeblood.
I mean, he's gonna.
Unless you
You
want
can-
to.
You can continue to drink.
I guarantee death, right? Or if I do that, does he come back? Like
You
if I
can-
leave him
in
half
this-
in,
No,
like,
he
He's
can lose,
probably going to die.
In this
Yeah.
case, I will give it to you that it doesn't break a Chronicles tenet. He's not innocent.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think any one of us would have agreed that he would be innocent.
Yeah.
And
You're
it
fine.
actually puts you to a rare occasion where you have 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you drink him all the way dry,
Yeah, I would.
then you'll have 0 hunger.
If I were you, I'd drink him dry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100% take this
You,
fucker
you see, you see his eyes
Like,
calm
And
down.
I look him right in the eye while I'm doing it. Super.
You see his eyes calm down as he's drinking the last of the lifeblood out of this guy, and you realize you're no longer in danger from him.
And,
Good.
and for a rare moment, the beast inside your head is satiated.
Yes.
It leaves you alone.
Yeah.
It is one of the only times that it actually happens.
Yep.
Meanwhile, there is a lot of dead monkeys in front of the establishment, the compound. You hear the sound of sirens going off in the background.
Okay, I don't think you guys are going to get to target number 2. And I feel like it's time to start extracting yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And at this point, I will roll for obfuscate so that I can get the fuck out of that bitch.
Okay.
Anybody got a firebomb of any kind?
Fuck
I'm
you, dice.
Throwing my explosives, primed, ready to go, onto the dragon fire rounds.
Fun times.
Excellent choice.
You
We may actually get him just by accident.
And I am getting the fuck out of there.
and from your response, I'm assuming that you failed your hunger roll.
Yes, I did.
What's it put you at?
3.
There is so much blood in the air. I need immediate composure plus resolve.
I closed my computer. Can you bring me up? I don't know what that is. Probably not
It's
great.
15.
I think that's my cue.
Yes.
You actually have 7 dice on it.
7, really? Okay. 4, 5.
He was made to be a shooting killer, so
1. 2. Sorry, 2.
okay.
That's all you need.
You manage to pull yourself fine for a moment as you hear Felipe's voice going, "You fucking bitch. This is a smorgasbord. You should drink all you can."
Nope. I have the. Now, is it at that point where I hear a big ass fucking explosion as I'm walking the other way? And I've been like, yeah, not happening.
You light it. You throw it.
And get the fuck out of there.
And you guys start running as fast as you can. I assume you start running as well with them.
100%.
Yeah. And you hear a giant explosion. You're partially shielded from the walls. You're still going to take a point of concussion damage from the blast and the immense things that are happening in there.
Okay.
You're flung
Oh shit.
from the top of the building
Fuck me.
as a glass gets blasted out, and the energy of all this has one place to go, out the vent.
Right. Shit.
While it wouldn't have normally been a large explosion, there's enough gunpowder and things down there to make this terrible. I need a rot check from you, and you don't need a rot check, but I do need you to roll. Well, let me see how much damage you take.
Sadly, my half damage is not going to help here because it's going to be. This is falling damage.
Yeah, right.
I do a little hunger, I guess.
Well, how far up am I?
No, this is
You're
not
about
this
20
isn't
feet.
under.
Oh,
You're about
Rot
3
check.
stories high.
I say if it's 2 to 3 stories high, you're 20 to 30 feet.
oh shit.
What
I pass.
Okay.
Rot check is
Rot check is composure and resolve.
Never
composure and
mind.
resolve.
I haven't done that one.
You take 2 points
Composure and resolve.
of damage
Well,
after
black, 'cause I don't
I've
have
halved
black,
it for
no,
I don't
bashing.
have any hunger.
Okay.
You go rolling. You feel a couple things break.
Shit.
Nothing too important,
one.
but
Okay.
some parts pop loose. Your trigger finger's a little bit loose. Your gun goes clattering.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got 2.
I have one.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
So.
You both
Run, Forrest, run!
run frantically away because it's a rather large fireball behind you. You come running out the building past armed guards that turn and just recognize you just as you're running.
Get engulfed with the flames with it.
It's not falling in that manner. It's kind of just went up in one big fireball, blew him out the window. He goes rolling. I assume you run for the
Hump.
SUV,
For the
Humvee.
Hummer.
I'm coming through the gate.
How are you pulling in? Are you pulling in to shield them from the oncoming onslaught of fire?
Yeah.
Okay. He
Best you can. Yeah.
wheels in. Give me a Dex and Drive.
Four. 2 decks. You got 2 drive, don't you?
Yeah, 2 drive,
2 decks.
2 decks. Oh, cool. 2 successes and an 8.
Okay.
I mean, two 10s and an 8.
Oh, so critical.
Yep. Were any of those bestial?
Are any of those your hunger dice? No.
Okay. He pulls in. He whips the back end of the whip to a point that it's pointing towards the back of the building, or the front of the building. And you both jack open the door as fast as can be.
Marines, we're
Jump
leaving.
You pull yourself up. Your arm's a little slack as you've busted your collarbone, and it just hurts. You see your gun hanging there, and you're kind of dazed, even just kind of like, because you just fell basically 3 stories.
Yeah.
You can grab your gun. You can try and make it to the car. It's not to the far away, but you do see. You see him in bad order. He is definitely looking like something's happened to his arm. He's looking like something's off. And he's 30 foot down from where he started.
Thankfully, he's at the same level you guys are now.
When did he learn how to fly?
Oh, as soon as you threw that, as soon as you threw that,
Yeah. As soon as you
that
blew shit up.
explosives.
I am going to grab my gun
Run, Forrest, run.
because I do not want to keep it there. And then rather than run for the thing, I'm going to go, tell him to go. And I'm going to take off in another direction.
Are you popping obfuscate again? It did disappear with the fall.
Yeah, I think at this point,
As soon as they go, you know there's about 10 or 12 trained vampire hunters.
Run, Forrest, run! There's a ride waiting.
yeah, alright, fuck it, I'm just gonna run to the truck. Shit. But
Don't overthink this.
Right?
Give me
The
athletics.
simplest. The
Athletics
simplest
plus-
answer is usually the
Yeah.
correct answer.
Athletics plus
What is it?
strength.
What is it?
He needs it.
My laptop
find
is
out.
Or
dying,
composure.
so
Yeah, I don't know.
sorry.
Yep. God damn it. There you go. Athletics plus strength, so it's 2 plus 2, 4.
3 red ones.
You're not gonna have the beast take over at all, are you?
Beast Shield success.
2.
3.
3. Yay.
None of them.
None of them are
Face you.
crits.
I am sad about this. You
Giving him-
hustle.
Giving them cover fire as well. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, plus you have your guy who's coming with us.
No,
Which you could
he's probably dead.
Oh,
he's in a bad place one way or another.
okay.
Yeah, he's either dead or he's fighting his
The,
own people.
the fire happened.
True.
The fire happened, and you were oblivious to anything happening behind you at that point. Once you escaped the fire, you saw the open door of the car. Or not the open door. You saw the door of the car, and you opened it rather quickly. As a matter of fact, there's several scratch marks on the vehicle now because you were. Where's the handle? Fumbling, scratch, scratch.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
He comes rushing in.
I was gonna have a lot of scratch when I went through the gate.
He comes rushing in just as you see a pineapple. A green pineapple.
Shit.
Tink, 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 tink.
In the truck.
Underneath the vehicle. What do you say?
Me?
You don't see this. He sees
Okay.
this because he's outside. There's one word to say right now.
Jump. Yeah. Grenade.
What do you say? What do you do? You and that driver.
Foot on the gas.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised it wasn't already going. And I
Yeah.
didn't like go and jump into the back of it.
I'm not sure where grenades survived all the explosion from before.
Well, I came in and
Well, I say
No,
they,
I'm saying, like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
the stuff in the crates was the extra stuff they had. You got to assume the people had
Armament
armaments
themselves.
of their own on
Yeah.
them.
You punch the gas.
Can I close the door behind me?
Yeah, it actually just with the
Inertia.
inertia of him just slamming the deal, slamming the foot on the gas. He goes tink,
Okay.
and you hear a heavy thud as this is heavy armor plating on this door.
If this is a Hummer, it's armored, why are we concerned about a grenade?
It will
Underneath.
still damage it.
It'll still do a lot of damage.
Like, if it's, we got actual armament here, like we got,
It's
Yeah,
not
you know what?
actually army.
you don't want explosives underneath the Hummer.
Well, I was saying the other thing you
Yeah.
don't
That's
want
what
to
gas
you don't
tank
want to.
is.
They're not
that-
armored underneath.
Generally, you might be okay, but if they disable, if like it happens to go off and do something to disable it by accident,
Yeah.
then you're in no better shape. Yeah, you're in an armored vehicle, but you can't go anywhere.
And it still operates on the rubber tires.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It explodes as you get maybe out of the biggest blast range of it. The armor plating helps. You see several dents in the armor plating through the back end of it as shrapnels burst in. You hear the glass in the back, even though it's bulletproof, shatter just from the piercing effect and the concussive effect.
Yeah, it's going to shatter no matter what, even with the bulletproof.
You manage to get out there just as in the background you can see a large fire truck coming around the corner. You can see several police cars coming around the corner.
I knew you could do it.
They're not paying attention to you.
Shock.
We arrive at the conclusion of tonight's session. You return to the Haven,
I'm getting some V.
damaged, but safe.
Yeah, getting a V-beer.
Yeah.
Taking care of the health.
I'm getting a bag and a V-beer, even though I know I only get one out of this. Right? It's only one per day, or would it count as two?
The only reason there's one is the limiting supply for the V-beer.
Ah, okay. So yeah, I bag it and
And you V-bear it.
I
And-
V-beer it.
I will call the prince and go, you owe me.
And with that, we'll end tonight's session. I'll go ahead and stop the stream. Thank you